Hi YouTube, this is Bree. So I'm in my kitchen cooking some chicken. It is 11 something, I think. So a little update. I had made a video where I was doing my makeup and stuff, but I didn't upload it because it was 50, like more than an hour long. And to be honest, I don't really want to post it just because I think I was getting ready for a date and didn't really want to post it. But so as a single girl, I'm 22 years old, I think that hi Maya. My cat is looking at me. You want to say hi to the camera, Maya? She said, "Wow, this is Maya." Say hi, Mama. I can put you right here on the counter if you want. I don't think she wants to. She's not really feeling it. But anyways, I guess I just wanted to turn on the camera and kind of just talk about where I am in life and kind of how I feel. So I was in a 5-year relationship. I think in my last video I was talking about it. I was in a 5-year relationship and it was a lot. It was a lot. It was so much. And now that I'm out of it, it's just like a constant reminder of how much I went through and how much of my childhood affected this relationship and what I was accepting in the relationship. So let me check on my chicken. Oh, I almost pressed the wrong button, but I'm drinking Coke Zero for a little bit of energy at 11. So as a kid, my parents were abusive. I'm Mexican. I'm a first generation Mexican. My parents were abusive towards each other and us. We received a lot of physical abuse. We saw a lot of physical abuse and emotional abuse. And you know, for the majority of my life, I thought this was normal. And it felt normal. And as I you know, a lot of my friends are Hispanic, and this is very common. This is such a common thing where, you know, a lot of us grew up in this environment where we were being constantly abused. Parents were abusing each other, and it makes me wonder why. Like, why did it have to be like this? And I'm still trying to figure that out, because I know maybe when my parents were in Mexico, that's how they grew up, where their fathers were abusive to their wives, and maybe it was control. Maybe it was control for keeping women in control, making sure that they were serving men. That's kind of what I've seen of how I had seen growing up of, you know, my dad would get mad at my mom and she didn't do something like cook for him, wake up early, or just she wasn't being the person that he wanted, and that would cause a lot of issues, or just issues with money, which makes sense why there was a lot of issues with money, was because we're first generation. There's no generational wealth. We're just came to this country and they don't know the language. You know, not a lot of families around. You know, you go to the store, they speak English, they don't speak Spanish. And this is insane. Just thinking about this is like kind of makes me understand my parents a little bit of why they were the way that they were. But as a first generation woman in the United States, I can see how I can either continue to keep this pattern going or I can stop it. And while I was in my 5-year relationship, before I got in a 5-year relationship, I was determined to find a man that was going to serve me, who was going to be there for me, who was, you know, wasn't machista. Let me check on my chicken. Chicken that I bought is like really big. It's like they're chicken thighs, and I haven't bought chicken thighs that big in a long time. So yeah, this is my first meal of the day, by the way. I had chips early at like 2 p.m. and a coffee, and now I'm barely eating some chicken. So this doesn't scream single girl in her 20s. I don't know what else will define. What's a perfect, like, this is the perfect view of a 22-year-old in college, first gen. I don't have nothing in my life together. Anyways, so a little bit background of my story of my relationship. So before I got it, I avoided dating in high school because I was like, I do not want a man. They're not even serious. Like, why would I want a man right now? Like, I need to focus on school. And my parents, my dad was always like, school is the most important thing. Get good grades, get good grades. School is important so you don't end up like me, working out in the sun every day. So I believed him, and I was working hard. And once I got in this relationship, or once I started exploring this relationship, it was new. It was definitely not very romantic. I kind of was just like, I was just accepting a lot of, you know, mixed signals, and I think I was just infatuated with this person because I had seen that, I don't know, like, it was my way out of, maybe I was looking for someone emotionally unavailable because I didn't know any better. And this man was just that, emotionally unavailable. And I was like, wow, perfect. At the time, I didn't know the term emotionally unavailable. I just saw someone who didn't really know how to express their emotions. And I liked that because I was like, wait, now knowing what I know now, my parents were emotionally unavailable. My dad was. So it was like the perfect thing. I was like, okay, this man is emotionally available. That's what I want. Emotionally unavailable, so that's what I got. And that's what I did, what I had for 5 years. An emotionally unavailable man. I blame my parents. I blame my parents. I don't blame the other person that I was in a relationship with because that's just who they are. They don't have the necessary tools to express themselves or, you know, show me that I do need emotional maturity. I need emotional maturity. I need a man who's emotionally mature. I didn't get that for 5 years, and it was because I was attracted to a broken personality, and I had thought that I could fix him. I thought I could fix him. And the thing is that I wish I could tell myself back then of like, you don't have to fix anyone. I still have to remind myself constantly that every day of that I don't have to fix anyone. I don't have to fix anyone because that's not my job. And I think it stems from being Hispanic and growing up. I had to take care of my 2 younger siblings. I had to pick them up from school. I had to make sure they were fed, make sure the house was clean. And that when I look back at it, I'm like, oh, that's nothing. I'm like, oh, or I kind of think about it, I'm like, oh, it wasn't that bad. But I remember that, you know, after school, instead of going out with friends and being like, oh, I'm gonna have fun, I'm gonna, you know, hang out with friends, I'm gonna go do something fun, I had to be home. I had to take care of my siblings. I had to pick them up from school. You know, I make it sound bad, but it's, I don't know actually. I don't know if it is bad because I know not a lot of kids go through this, or they don't really have to take care of their siblings. But in my case, I did, and I low-key don't regret it. Like, I think it showed me how much I care for them, and that the way that my parents treated us was not fair, because like I was 17 years old taking care of my kids and taking care of my siblings, and I'm like, why can't you guys treat them the way that I treat them, with kindness, respect, and cheering them on? And so I kind of just was very angry. I don't know if I feel angry anymore. I feel more just like accepting what I've been through, because for a long time I was so confused as to why, and so hurt by my past. Like, why did this have to happen? I don't understand why this. Why did my parents have kids? Why did they abuse us? Why did they fight each other? Why was I the one to break up my parents' relationship? Why was I the one who had to be the level head? Why did I have to be the adult? And it sucks so bad, because if you had to be an adult at a young age, now that you're an adult, you're kind of just like, okay, like okay, I'm an adult. And you kind of miss that you weren't, or it makes me sad that I wasn't able to be a teenager, if that makes sense. All right, so I just checked my chicken. She's okay. Hold up, I'm gonna put a hair clip on these bangs. I'll be back. There you go. My bangs were kind of distracted me, but they're here now. So anyways, I miss that teenage version of myself, and also just other versions of my younger self that never truly was allowed to be. And right now, what I'm struggling with is that now I have my own place to grow. I have my own place. I'm 22 years old, and it took a lot for me to get here. I burned myself out so bad. I ended up going to the behavioral hospital because I was working myself to the bone. Okay, but I have my own place, and now that I have my own place, I don't even know how to enjoy it, because I've always had to take care of others my entire life. So it's so weird to be on my own and only care for me. I just spend the whole day asleep, because I'm like, I'm still getting used to just putting myself first. Like, since I left my relationship, you know, I was putting him also before me, because it just feels so good to put others before me. I'm a people pleaser, for sure. And even with someone that I'm talking to right now, they know that. They know I'm an overthinker, and they're like, try not to overthink too much. Like, come on, girl. Come on, girl. I'm like, this is who I am. But it's who I am, for sure. I'm an overthinker. But look how far it's gotten me. An overthinker, but it's gotten me far. I got my own place. But I don't even know. This isn't necessarily an advice video. It's just me sharing my story about who I am. And like, it's interesting because one day I'm gonna be older. One day I'm gonna be 30 years old, 40 years old, and who knows if I'll even feel like I have my life together. I feel like nobody has their life together. Like, seriously, show me someone who has their life together. Like, or maybe it's all about perspective. Like, maybe I have to tell myself, like, yes, actually, I do have my life together. I got my shit together. You can't tell me like that I don't. And then maybe that would raise my confidence up. But I think since because
I'm stepping into this new chapter in my life where I'm not depending on anybody. Well, right now, my dad is paying my rent, so I'm kind of depending on him for the first time ever. I mean, I've depended on him as a kid to keep a roof over my head. But emotionally, I'm very independent. Or I'm trying to become more emotionally dependent on others, because honestly, you can't do this world alone. Honestly, you can't do this world by yourself. I remember I took sociology class. You cannot do this world by yourself. Yeah, you can have success, but you have a whole bunch of people behind you that helped you get to there. Like this place, my aunt helped me out. She co-signed for me. She was always there for me. She visited me at the hospital. My sister, my older sister visited me at the hospital. You know, she kept rooting for me. She roots for me every single day. My dad is helping me pay my rent. My mom, she's kind of she's the reason why I went to the hospital. She's kind of absent in my life right now, and I don't mind that. I keep my distance. My brother and my younger sister don't really talk to me, which breaks my freaking heart, because I feels like I raised them. I feels like they're my kids, but my actions of course hurt them. I left in like one day. I was there, and then the next day I wasn't. So I understand them completely. Let me check on my chicken. My chicken's almost done. Anyways, I don't know. I'm gonna graduate in December with my associates. My bachelor's. My bachelor's, hopefully. I hope so, because who knows if I'm even pass this anatomy physiology class. I could have studied all day. I slept all day. But I'll study right now. A little bit of the bones. A little bit of the skull bones. We have so many bones in our body, it's amazing. And muscles. But I really want a husband and some kids. I had seen a video earlier about how, you know, women have, like, their only purpose is not just to have kids and be married and serve a man. But is it wrong that I want that? Is it wrong as a 22-year-old that I want to have kids and have a man? Okay, I'm gonna speak it into the universe. I want a man who provides financially, and that I can also provide financially. So it's like double income. We rich. Double income, like we're on our trips and stuff. We're, you know, having fun. And I don't know. I'm gonna speak this into the universe as well. I want kids, and while I have kids, I want to take like some time off. Obviously, paternity leave, obviously. But during that time, I want my husband to provide for me 100%. Like during my pregnancy, I don't have to work. Maybe like while I have my kids, every time I have a kid, 2 years after that, like I have a kid, my kid's growing up, and I dedicate my time to my kid, but also my husband. I need a husband. I want a husband that's also gonna take care of my kids, who's a good role model that will be there for my babies and be there for me too. And yeah, I had went on a date with someone and they told me that they want their wife not to work and stuff. And I don't know how to feel about that. Like, I don't know, it sounds nice, but like low-key, I've been working since I was 17 years old. Maybe it would be nice not to work, you know? Like, just, I don't know, just be, I guess. But then in my experience, my mom wouldn't work, and my dad would tell her, like, oh, you don't have to work. But that allowed my dad to control my mom, because it would be like, why aren't you doing this? Or like, you need to do this. Like, you don't have a job. Like, you gotta do this, you gotta do this. So it was very much controlling because she didn't have a job. So that's not what I want. I don't want that. I want, what do I want? I don't know. I just want a man to take care of me and love me. Like, that's all I want. I just want a man to love me. That's all I want. I want a man to love me, to be faithful, to believe in God, and to just treat me like the princess that I am. I want to be a princess in a gown, in a silk gown, or just be a princess in somebody's eyes. That's all I want. That's okay, all I need. But someone that makes my life easier, not harder. Anyways, my chicken's almost done. This is just random video of my life as a 22-year-old by herself. I'm not really sure what to do. I have a job interview tomorrow as an RBT at an outpatient clinic. I'm excited. For a time I didn't want to be. For a time I didn't want to be an RBT because I was like, this is stressful. This is stressful. But I haven't been able to find a job in anything else. Like, I tried cleaning. I tried to find cleaning associates at like stores. What else is there? Warehouses. Nobody gets back to me. Nobody wants me. Nobody wants me. And the only ones that want me is an RBT. But I low-key was thinking, I think it was 2 days ago, I woke up and because I've been praying a lot to God, thank you Lord Jesus for everything that I have. I've been praying a lot to God, and I was like, I really need a job that like, is this what I'm meant to be doing right now as an RBT? Like, am I supposed to be an RBT? And I woke up and I was like, yeah, I need to stop fighting it. I'm an RBT. I'm a registered behavior technician, and I'm gonna help people in the way that I can. And while in school, and I really hope that I know it's a hard job. It's a hard job, and it's worth it though. But I need definitely more support from like a facility. I can't just do it by myself, because I was doing it by myself every day. It was kind of hard. So definitely need support from others, like a PCBA or just a supervisor to be there with me, so I can provide the best therapies. So yeah, that's it. Tomorrow I have an interview. Tomorrow I have lab. Probably gonna eat this chicken and studies a bit more. But yeah, I will see you next time, Bree.